The next topic is refutation of desert. And with this topic in the article, it gives us five different points. For the first one, it talks about if you deserve reward or punishment in virtue of having a feature F. It is just that you are rewarded or punished because you have F. So at this point, uh, it requires that there are a certain proportion between the value of you having F and the value of the return you deserve. So let's say, for instance, if you have made sacrifices to do good to others for the reward you deserve, or what it is just that you have received, in virtue of this fact is proportionate to the sacrifices you have endured and the good that you have done. Another point is it can be just to reward or punish you for having F only if you're responsible for having F. So let's say, for example, for instance, you can't punish an infant because they cause their mother a lot of pain when they are born, and reward other infants who cause their mother little pain because they're born. Like infants are not responsible for the amount of pain that they cause their mother because they can't help it. It's out of their control. So with that second point, it just says that, sometimes you're not responsible for having that type of feature. The third topic is if you are responsible for your having F, this must ultimately be in virtue of responsibility given properties that you are not responsible for having. So, in other words, it's really talking about even if you're responsible for having F, you're not really ultimately responsible for having it. It cannot, the fourth topic is it cannot be just to reward or punish you on the basis of you having these ultimate responsibility given properties. So what this is talking about, like surely, like, they can be just as little as it can be just to punish and reward infants in accordance with whether they caused their mothers much or little pain when they were born. So like in both cases, like the explanation of the properties refer to like natural forces beyond the subject's responsibility for their responsibility. Uh, the fifth topic is if it cannot be just to reward or punish you on the basis of those of your properties, which ultimately account for your being directly responsible for having F. It cannot be just to reward or punish you on the basis of uh, you having F. So basically, it's really talking about you cannot be just to reward or, punish. Like it can't be reward or punish you. And thereby it makes you, better or worse off than others on the basis of properties that you are guaranteed to have by properties you are not responsible for having. And others are prevented from having through lacking properties beyond their responsibility. That's what this type of argument and these type of points, it really explains of like what could be, morally wrong with, fascistoid attitudes as they have been constructed. So it's any way that it could be justified, like any way. So.